Hello everyone, my name is Victor, and in this video I would like to give you a quick overview of Panels for Mac. Panels is a comic reader that's been available for iOS and iPad, and we have recently launched the macOS version. In this video, I would like to give you a quick overview, show you how to set up your library, and how to sync your content between Mac and iOS. Let's get started. So the first thing you will notice is that you need a library. A library in Panels is just a folder. In my case, I am going to choose a local folder, which already have some collections or some folders with comics inside. So I'm going to pick this one, which is the root of my comics, and continue. Next thing is going to ask me to sync my progress, so to create a Panels account. I'm gonna talk in more detail about sync in a second, but if you plan to use Panels in Mac and iPhone or other devices, we strongly recommend you to create an account. Alright, so here we are. This is my local library for now. As I said, it has the same 3 collections or 3 folders as in Finder. And if I go inside, I can see my titles, and you can double click on a comic to open it. Let's talk about the reader for a second. By default, all comics you open will open with what we call the standard preset. What that means is that the comic has a horizontal layout. You can move between pages with the keyboard or with the mouse by clicking on the arrows. We support other layouts, like for example, vertical scrolling. And you can even create your own presets by going in here and configure the reader. I'm not going to go over all of them right now. Inside the reader, you can, if we go back to the standard mode, you can apply image filters, you can read in incognito mode, you can switch the reading order if you read manga. You can also select text or clicking here to highlight all the text in a page. And if your window is wide enough, the standard mode, the standard preset, will show you a double page spread. There are a few more things about our reader that I'm not going to cover in this video. Let's go back to the library. So one of the most powerful features of Panels is syncing both the content and the reading progress. When you sign up with your account and you start reading comics, you can go to Reading Now, and this will show you your latest activity. This is the comic we just opened. You can just click to continue reading from where you were going. And this will show up in any other devices that you have open. So for example, I have my iPhone here with the same Panels account. And if I go to Reading Now, I can see that I was reading this comic. Now the problem with this comic is that it's not on my iPhone. In my iPhone, the only comic that I have is this one right now on my local library. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to my local comics, and I'm going to show you how to add comics. I have recently purchased a few comics in Humble Bundle, and I have downloaded them. They are on my downloads folder. And so how do I move them into Panels? Well, you have a few ways. You can obviously open your Finder if you feel more comfortable in Finder. You can create a folder here, a sign of affection. And as you can see, it already populates in the background in Panels. So you can either choose to move content in Finder, which will appear here in a second, or throw it into Panels directly and wait for it to appear. Okay, so now that I have the same comic both on my Mac and on my iPhone, I'm gonna read a few pages and close the comic. Now, let's pretend I pick up my iPhone a few hours later. I go to Reading Now, and here it is. I have the progress, same as the Mac. I can open it, I can continue reading on my iPhone, close. This will update on my Mac, and then I can continue on my Mac. So that's great for syncing progress. How about syncing your content? Well, for that, we support multiple libraries. You can have as many libraries as you need. Again, a library is just a folder, so you can add many folders. And one way to synchronize the content is by having it in a cloud drive. So I'm going to go to my documents, Cloud Comics, and I am going to add this library. Okay, so now on my iPhone, I can do the same. I can go here, add another library, although I have already added this same library called Comics. So as you can see now, I have the same comics both on my Mac and on my iPhone. They live in my iCloud Drive folder, and I can double click to download. So for example, if we go here, I can double click to start downloading. It will download to the Mac in this case, but I can do the same on my iPhone. I can go to any comic and I can tap to download. It's going to take a second, but now I have the same content both on my Mac and on my iPhone. I can read from anywhere I want, and the reading progress will be in sync. And that's pretty much it. We hope you like the app, and yeah, let us know what you think. I'll see you in the next one.